why the four of us are all single. We're going to explore that today on
The Big Deal!
It seems like everyone is doing the single mingle, and that's why we're making a big deal about the single life.
In 2017, 110 million adults in the US were single. So when you think about how many fish there are in the sea, there's about 110 million.
That's a lot. And they're swimming out there, swiping on Tinder, wishing upon a star for true love, or sensually browsing through a bookstore trying to get your attention.
In fact, being single is so hot right now that 42% of people are living without a spouse, which is actually up 3% from a decade ago.
And here's the thing, people aren't even trying to get hitched anymore.
We used to think that being married was a vital part of adulting, but one survey from the Census Bureau found that 55% of people don't consider being married as a criteria for being an adult.
The reason why everyone is so single is still up for debate. Maybe we're all just not ready for commitment. Or maybe clothing is really unflattering on all 110 million of us.
Or maybe, just maybe, the answers to all life's questions lie in the depths of perpetual loneliness.
In any case, slide into our DM at the zoo on LATV and let us know just how single you are.
I'm very single.
He is.
All right, guys, what's the reason that we're all single?
So
well, we have
curious.
different reasons.
Okay.
What's your reason, Bruno?
Fair enough.
Well, you're young enough, so that's your excuse.
I think I just don't try hard enough. I think I don't put myself in the opportunities necessary to be not single. You know, I think...
But is that a millennial thing, you think? Because is it getting worse and worse with millennials with so many apps and things to
Is
do
it
at
that
home?
or is it next?
It is and it isn't.
Next?
Because, theoretically, it should be better with the apps, right? Because you're having more contact with different people.
Well,
But
in a different way.
In a different way, right. So in reality, I personally don't really vibe with that. So it's hard for me to actually go from the phone to an actual date. I've had very
Are you too lazy? Is that what it is?
No, I'm just kind of weirded out by the whole dating prospect of apps, but I'm also, I don't want to take the energy a lot of the time to go out.
You're lazy.
And do the whole thing. I did it in high school and college, after college, and now I'm like, it's exhausting, you know? And the closer I get, the harder it is to
actually slide into her DMs.
It's funny because I just opened Bumble like 2
I
weeks
like
ago.
Bumble. There's a lot of hot guys there.
I don't know, but I've been going on so many dates. It's so much
Really?
fun.
Just from Bumble?
Yes.
What does your honeypot have, honey?
You know, here's the thing. I decided to try it out because we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, I'm just gonna go out there and meet people. Really, the main reason why I did it, because I really love being single right now, and when the time comes that I have, a partner, it's gonna be fun. But right now, it's just about meeting some straight men in my life.
Some straight men?
Yes.
You're surrounded by gay guys, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Or do you
I
attract-
am, and I
Wow.
love them to death, but it's like, I need some
Wait,
testosterone going.
Does what happens to you is what happens to me, that you end up falling for gay men the same way that I end up
What?
falling for straight men?
No. I do not fall for gay men.
No, because there are some girls that
I
really
don't.
like they attract gay men and they love them.
Yeah. Well, I
Literally.
love them because they're my friends, but I'm not attracted to them as in love with them.
And they're not attracted to you as in...
You don't find them hot?
Exactly.
Well, hey,
No, I
let
mean,
me
they
tell
can
you...
be good looking, but sorry, when somebody's gay, to me, is like, bye.
Now, I want to actually go back a little bit. When you were talking about the straight men, do you think that straight men have been scared off by the aftermath of the Me Too thing with Aziz Ansari, where it's gotten to the point where if you go on a bad date, they're going to write a story about you in some fanzine talking about the fact you didn't pick the right wine? Although I got to say, he should have let her pick the wine.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't
Aziz,
even
man.
remember the wine and the whole story. Now, you know what? Now, after all of this debacle with Harvey Weinstein, with Aziz Ansari, I'm like, I think back and I'm like, oh my goodness, did I go a little too far with certain guys?
Yeah,
like,
do you want to apologize to me and Bruno?
No, I am gonna sexually harass you and you're gonna have to take it, damn it.
Cool.
We'll take it.
So far it's been manageable. I mean,
I'm just trying to see if maybe I can slide into the DMs, okay?
No, but the reaction to that was interesting because I think a lot of people surprisingly took Aziz's side on that and said this is a little too far. Although when I read it again, I started getting mad at him going, man, this guy really is not very good at sex or dates. That doesn't mean that he needs to be like dragged through the mud because he was awful on a date.
I don't want to like... I'm probably gonna come off as being a jerk, but I'm like, what was she doing there? It didn't seem like he was forcing himself upon her.
She wanted a story.
But I'm like,
or she wanted to write a story.
I think even Wendy Williams or somebody said it. They're like, why didn't you leave?
Well, there's a lot of things involved. You know, there's the pressure of who he is as a like a professional figure,
guess.
and there's intimidating, and he's a small guy with a big personality. So it's hard.
That's not
it's
the
harder
only
than
thing
you
that's
think.
big.
You know what I mean?
Just
As
the
a young
personality.
woman, it's harder than you think if you like this guy to leave, even if you're getting the wrong
But
signals.
she almost seemed like she really didn't like him after all. You know what I'm saying? It's
I know
like-
she did it, but I gotta say something. And I'm gonna seem like a jerk because I'm coming down on Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari is never gonna get laid with anyone who doesn't want to be with him because he is. Hold on, a famous comedian. Do you know what I'm talking about? The only
You're
play
saying that
he's
he's
gonna
not
get is from
physically-
people who admire him to be a comedian. So then, for that to be a thing
Well,
that like
beauty
he
isn't
he shouldn't take advantage of. It's a fine line. Like I understand taking advantage of it to where he's putting pressure on women who don't want to be with him. But if a woman wants to go out with him because he's a famous comedian and then follows him back to his house, I think that the onus is on her at a certain point to set her own boundaries and to leave if she's not comfortable. Because Aziz Ansari is not a very sexy guy.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I've seen some really ugly guys, and I'm like, you really like this dude? Yeah. You know, so I'm surprised
Power and
sometimes.
influence can be sexy to some people, let's be honest.
Well, okay, go figure.
Well, but then, yeah, exactly.